guys, hi there, how are all of you? I hope you're fine. Well, my name is Yusuf and I'm back on Yusuf Reacts. Well guys, today we are gonna be back with cricket, and because the Asia Cup is going on and I'm gonna be talking about a match that took place yesterday. Literally one of, I would say it's not one of the most high scoring games that were there. Pakistan getting an opportunity to play in Lahore after, I would say, a long time, especially representing a good team that was there. There are a lot of things that I can talk about it. Literally, sometimes I do feel this thing up that like there are certain countries, especially when we talk about cricket, India literally does, I would say, have a huge kind of a monopoly, and because of that particular reason, they literally could have made this event a really more interesting one. I would say this thing up because of the fact that only because of pressurizing or only because of being able to have a particular say, they have obviously got the matches of the Asia Cup transferred from a particular place that it literally had the rights to host the particular country. As the host country, in other words, if I say this thing up. So eventually the thing that was there was this, that all the matches were eventually going to take place in Pakistan, but because of that, I would say that rigid, that arrogant and that stubborn nature of the board of cricket in India, they eventually, and even the political pressure that they eventually do have, I do understand that, so they definitely don't have it. So now Pakistan actually hosted a few matches, only Pakistan got a chance for it, and obviously the whole event now gets transferred to Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, actually the place is not bad, I don't say that about it, but this time of the year it is literally not so convincing, and I would say this thing out, there are so many spectators who have actually been looking forward for it, and when eventually you get all the matches almost being affected by the rain, getting walked, then getting washed out and stuff like that, it is really something that is really out of my mind, because of the fact that I feel this thing up that now actually the things have changed and the clock has actually tilted in the side of Pakistan. Because before a few years back, if we say, there was Pakistan which literally used to be dominant, then eventually there came a time that India dominated, whenever they had the particular element of fear and their so-called song like Moka Moka, and every time they used to mock Pakistan. Now Pakistan is back, and now India actually, I feel this thing up, not only their board but their players even know that what they are getting up for. The thing which has really been talk of the town and everyone has been criticizing it like anything, I really would like to say about one particular player here, and that is none other than Virat Kohli. I am so happy to see the transition that player has actually had. It's a complete evolution process that actually I have seen, and I'm really happy and glad to see that he knows, he has matured in such a particular manner that instead of being that aggressor, always having the hatred and going and shouting, abusing and yelling everyone, that thing has now evolved. And even I sometimes don't feel this thing up, or I'm amazed to see this thing up. Indian media just cannot figure it out. They're just unable to understand if he's good friends with the Pakistani team players, what's wrong with it? He's your main player. And they always, I feel this thing up, never miss an opportunity to criticize their own particular players. I remember once even Yuvraj Singh quoted this thing up, that the toughest place to play cricket is their own home country, because people can't accept defeat, and that's the thing. Anyhow, Pakistan's India's match got washed out, so I did not have much to talk about it, and especially in the initial stages there was nothing much to even talk about it. Now we are back in the group stages, and if I talk about that, after the group stages, now we are in Super 4. Yesterday first match obviously got played. After this, obviously all the teams including Pakistan will be going to Sri Lanka, Colombo for the rest of the matches. Pakistan bowling again, if I say this thing up, the eagle striked, and Shaheen Afridi really, I would say, he set the tone in the start, but Naseem Shah was the one who took the first wicket also. I would say this thing up, the trio that Pakistan actually has created, this trio is literally just phenomenal. This trio is literally just phenomenal. It literally means this thing up that this trio literally does know how to actually really take over, and they just took over like anything. Means you say this thing up that Naseem set the tone, then Shaheen set the tone. After that, when the first bowling change came in the form of Haris, Rauf, he also took the wickets that were there, because all three are genuine wicket takers that are there. In the middle overs, I would say this thing up, Mushfiqur and even Shakib, both of them really, literally lifted the team to some extent, but eventually it couldn't last for long, because even when Shakib fell off, then after that it was just a normal kind of average batting that took place. All the team of Sri Lanka, it literally got out of 193 runs, and that was something which was never going to be a formidable total, because I feel this thing up that actually it's the bowling line of Pakistan that literally does make the damage. But the problem which tends to pop up over here is what? The problem that actually which I have observed and which literally does tend to pop up is this thing up that in the middle overs, after having the first spell of the trio, then eventually the middle overs come up. Over there, the spinners that Pakistan has, they are unable to do well. Shadab Khan is someone who has not been able to deliver the way he should be doing. Anyhow, Babar has options with it. One player that I literally sometimes cannot understand, his place does not fit in, that's Mr. Salman Agha. I don't know what kind of a particular statement does one selector give for selecting this player out, but literally the team does not need him. And at this particular position, he has been doing nothing with that. Bowling, too pathetic bowling, I would say this thing up. Even as a batting individual, I have not seen him do well at all. Anyhow, Pakistan went on to the chase. Again, I'll say one thing up. So many people criticize this guy, but I have seen him with time that he's literally very, very good batsman. And whenever it comes to, opening stance, he literally does go on at a very good strike rate and an average of a phenomenal individual, and that person is none other than Imam-ul-Haq. Again, a 50 by him. Fakhar, I don't know what's wrong with this guy. He literally is not able to find his touch at all. He got out after that particular thing. Babar actually, I would say, a bit unlucky, because the ball did not bounce enough, and he also just could not score quite big. Again comes Mr. Dependable now, Rizwan. He really took the responsibility, made sure that he finishes the match up. And during the last few runs that were left over, Imam also literally got out because he was being a bit too fancy, wanted to finish it with sixes. So then again, I would say this thing up, a very economical performance by Pakistan. They won the match by 7 wickets. Now obviously people are looking forward for the nail biter. That's going to be again India-Pakistan, this time in Colombo. I hope this match does not get affected with rain, because sometimes some psychotic boards, some psychotic politicians, they just cannot understand that game is not something that needs to be derived in politics. I literally cannot understand, and there would be a lot of people from different parts of the world who would be criticizing what I just said, but that's a fact. Means you need to leave this thing out of it, because that's what spoils the spirit of the sport. I'm really happy to see this thing up that now India does possess few journalists who literally have the audacity to speak the truth. Vikrant Gupta is one of them. I really like him up in this regard, that he at least has the guts to say what is right and what is wrong. Anyhow, guys, I would literally say this thing up again. Pakistan, the way Pakistan is playing, the way things are, Pakistan is far good as compared to the Indian cricket team. And I think Pakistan is literally gonna, beat India in such a manner that it's literally gonna be again very comprehensive. So this is me, Yusuf, saying goodbye to you people. Thank you very much for your time, guys. Take care. Bye bye.